Let's make a continuous line owl with crayon blending and watercolor resist. Here is the continuous line drawing. Thank you to Mrs. Welter for sharing this project with me. You'll need paper, a pencil, a Sharpie, crayons, and watercolor paint. But if you don't have any of those things, you can use just a pencil. A continuous line is a line that doesn't stop for the entire drawing. So I started here, I came around here, I drew the eyes, the beak, the other eye, the feathers, the feet, the branch, and then I came back up here and I drew stars and a moon in the sky. Now, this is the basic shape of an owl. I drew this first, and I can see through my paper, and that helps me to draw my owls. The first thing I'm going to draw are big, big eyes. Remember, yours does not have to look like mine. A beak. And then owls have these really cool tufts, they're feathers. And then their bodies are kind of round. And claws, and then a branch. If we want, you can even draw a leaf, and you can draw stars and a moon in the sky if you want. Okay, so this is my basic owl shape. Now, to draw the continuous line owl, I'm going to put this here so you can see it. I'm going to start here, and once I put my pen, crayon, or pencil down, I'm not going to pick it up until I'm completely done. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to make it a little fancy. Make some fancy lines up here. You can if you want, you don't have to. Here comes the eye. I'm going to go around and around and around. And I'm going to draw something interesting. I can even shade it. Okay, here comes the beak. And the other eye. I'm doing sort of a similar thing on both sides, so it's somewhat symmetrical. And I'm going to shade this in like I did on the other side. And here comes the feathers. I could make each row of feathers different if I want to. I'm going to make a lightning row. And a loopy row. Now feet, or claws, talons. Owls are raptors. They belong to that family of bird. This is like the texture in the branch. And here's my leaf. Should I draw another leaf? Ooh, I could even draw berries. Okay, here I go. I'm gonna come up, back up, and I'm gonna draw stars in the sky. Oh, that one got a little messed up. It's okay. Oh, goodness. Do you guys know how to draw stars like this? Oh, oh no, what am I doing? Oh no, how's my moon going? Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm just gonna make a little star right here. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. What do you think? You can do this more than once, okay? And I suggest you do. I like this one, and I started coloring this one already. And then there's this guy. Aren't they fun? Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys some coloring tricks. I'm gonna show you guys how to blend with crayon. Okay, the first thing I did, do you see my crayons? Do you see how they're laid out in rainbow order or in like the order of the color spectrum? Okay, I'm gonna move them a little closer. Okay, so I went from pink to red to all the oranges and the peach, the yellow, the greens, the blues. So for the greens right here, it goes yellow green, and then it goes green, and then blue. And then for blues, it goes blue and indigo, and then blue violet, and then violet, which is purple. And then red violet, which looks like red, but it's actually red violet. And then I did my neutrals. So the neutral colors are brown, gray, white, and black. And we're gonna use the white, you guys. White is a great crayon. Maybe my favorite crayon. Okay, let's start. I'm gonna start the beak, and I'm gonna do it the same way I did this beak, so you guys can see, okay? So I'm gonna start out with yellow. And then up here, I'm just gonna really lightly put some yellow down. And then I'm gonna go in with yellow-orange. So here's my yellow-orange. And I'm starting about here with the yellow-orange coming up. Now you might have more crayons than this, or you might have less crayons than this. That's okay, whatever. You could do this with just 3 colors of crayons. You could still blend. So even if you're at like a restaurant, sometimes they give you 4 colors, you can still blend. You can do a lot with 4 colors, you guys. Okay. And if you have like 100 colors, or no, 96 colors, that huge set of crayons that they sell, oh my gosh. I wanted that so much when I was little. If you have that awesome, humongous set of crayons, you can do this too. Okay, so no matter how many you have, you can blend. I have the 24 set. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do the eyes. I'm gonna do them like this. I didn't finish this one though. And I'm gonna go from yellow to the greens to blue. Okay, so I pulled these colors out of the spectrum. I'm gonna move them over here. I'm gonna start with yellow on the outside because I want the eyes to kind of look like they're glowing. Okay. And then I'm gonna go in with my next color, which is green, yellow. I like to call it yellow green. It looks the same, doesn't it? It's just very slightly different. Sometimes we call this an ombre. And sometimes if people go to the hair salon, they might say they want an ombre hair dye. And that's when the hair color changes gradually. So do you see that gradual change? You can do it with crayon. You can do it with hair. You can do it with all kinds of things. All right, so I'm doing this. Ooh, I love this color, blue-green. Blue-green might be my favorite color crayon. I don't know, there's too many good colors to decide. I like it white right there. I think I'm just gonna do a little line of blue and then leave some white because I like that. And then you know what else I'm gonna do? I was saying that I wanted it to look glowing, and I had this idea of just adding a little white around here. Right now you can't see it, but you will be able to see it later. One cool trick with white is you can make a line with white and then you can paint over it with watercolor paint and you'll get a resist. Some of you guys have done crayon resist. But you can also use white and blend with other crayon colors, which is super fun. Okay, so I would do the same thing over here, but right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these back in line. And what color should I create my owl? Maybe purples, browns, and oranges. What do you think? Is that good? Or maybe I'll flip this over here. You can be creative with your ombres. Let me see. I think I like that. Okay, this is what I'm gonna go for. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here. Because the beak is orange, I'm gonna start with purple. Then I'm gonna come down and do brown, and then I'm gonna get orangey. Okay, here we go. I'm using a button so that and a paper clip so my crayons don't roll. Okay. Or they don't roll too far. I'm just coloring lightly. I'm gonna darken it up later. I'm gonna go in with my next color. Ooh, come back, pink. This is violet. So this one was blue violet, and this is violet. So blue violet has more blue than red, and violet maybe has equal red and blue. And violet and yellow are opposite colors. They're complementary colors on the color wheel. They're completely opposite from each other. So they make each other pop. Just like black and white make each other pop, yellow and purple or violet are so different that they make each other pop. See that? Pretty cool. All right, come on down. Doing this lightly, lightly, lightly. I'm going to do another row. You can hold the crayon like this. This will give you a little less control, but it'll also make it more painterly. It'll make it flow. Okay, I'm going to go with the brown now. So I'm almost like scribbling, and it's going to give it just a really nice texture. All right. I'm getting the texture of my table. You know how sometimes we do crayon rubbings? If you put something that's textured underneath the paper, you'll see that texture. That is something you could use in this if you wanted to. Let me see if I have a little example. This is a stencil. It's a really cool stencil. I'm just gonna show you a little side note. If I put this underneath, and you can do this with a leaf, you can do anything that has a texture, okay? Watch this. It's better if you do it with the side of the crayon. I'm doing it really, really lightly and evenly. If you unwrap the crayon and hold it on the side, it does a better job. But this works in a pinch. And if you don't want to unwrap your crayons, because my crayons are brand new, I don't want to unwrap them yet. What? Look at that. Okay, now let me show you what it's like with an unwrapped crayon. Unwrapped crayons, where are you? Uh-oh. I may have spoke too soon. I don't know where my unwrapped crayons are. Oh, I know where they are. They're out on my porch. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. But basically, if you have an unwrapped crayon and you hold it this way and you do this, it works really well. Okay, guys? All right, back to regular programming. Where was I? Okay, I was on this color. So now I'm moving to red. So this is gonna be brownish and then it's gonna go to red. Look at that. So awesome. You guys, isn't this fun? I hope you guys love art. I always did. I had a great art teacher. Her name was Mrs. Metzger. I had her in first grade. And then she had to switch, she had to move to a different school. But I went with her. I didn't go to her school, but she taught after school programs. And I loved her so much. My mom is so awesome, she found her. And she signed me up and I took classes with her all the way from when I was in first grade till college. And then I was like, you know what? I love art and I love teaching art. And I want to be an art teacher. And that's how I became an art teacher. And my dad was so awesome too, because he said, you should do what you love. He said, don't worry about how much money you're going to make. Don't try to do a job where you're going to make a lot of money. Try to do a job that you're going to love every minute of it. And I was like, okay, I want to be an art teacher. And guess what? I've been doing it for a lot of years. You know how many years? 23. And I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go back in. And I'm just, ooh, look at that. I'm just darkening it up. See how that comes together? You know what, I might just do brown over the whole thing. Just to give it like a more neutral cast. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I love it. So I have to say thank you to my friend, Dawn. She's an art teacher at Lyons. And she is the one who showed me this. And I thought, oh, that is so cute. Perfect for fall. Okay, I like this brown because a lot of times I think of an owl as brown. But I didn't want to just make it all one color. I wanted to make it, you know, the blend, the ombre. And I'm gonna put this brown all the way up. I just decided to do this. I didn't really think about doing this at first. Sometimes you just get inspired as you go. But I like that it's brown, but it's also different colors. Because a lot of times you see more than one color in a color. It's made out of lots of different colors, and depending on how the light hits it, it might change. Okay, I'm gonna go back into it with the other colors now. So I'm just blending back and forth. Look at that. Ooh, it's just gonna be this rich color. Do you see that? Darken it up. And do you see how I'm holding the crayon? I'm not holding it like a pencil. I'm holding it like an art material. There's a lot of different ways to hold an art material. You do what you want to do, okay? What is most comfortable for you right now? What works? Do what works. Try out different things too. If you see people doing different things, give it a shot, give it a try. Because you never know, maybe you'll learn something new. Maybe you'll be able to incorporate a new way of doing things into your art making. I hope that you make art your whole life, because I think it's good for your soul. Like Bob Ross said, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. A little more orange down here. Okay, you can keep going. It'll just get darker and darker, and it'll look amazing. Okay, I'm gonna do some peach up here. Why? Because I want contrast. It's really dark down here, and I want it to be lighter up top. So I'm gonna make this light apricot color. There we go. Blendy, blendy. What should I add? Should I add orange? This is orange. I could add orange and come down. What should I do? I think I'm gonna add white right here. I made white around the eye. I know. I'm gonna make it purple in here. Purple up to the tuft. Oops, I colored outside the lines. That's okay. You can color outside the lines. Look, you could even do this. Ooh, I'm getting really crazy now. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that fun? I like it. And I'm just experimenting. Sometimes I do things and I don't like it. It's okay. It's how you learn, right? You gotta try things out. I'm gonna add some pink, because why not? And I'm gonna add some texture. Oh, that's so fun. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing I did here on the feet. I'm gonna reorganize my materials. So these go here. It's good to organize your materials. Keep them organized. Okay, this is what I used. This ombre right here for the beak. I'm gonna do the same thing here, okay? Should I do red, orange to yellow? Nope, I'm gonna do the other way. You know why? Because this is like the red, orange, and I want that to show up. So I'm gonna do darker little toes. And then I'm gonna color really lightly. Go in with my next color. And finally, yellow. I'm only using 3. And I'm blending. You can use as many as you want. But you can see how that shows contrast. And there's blending, and then there's contrast between the body and the little claws. Okay, now here is the stick. What color should I make it? A lot of times we think brown for a branch or a tree, but you know, sometimes when I'm looking at them, they're more gray and green and yellow. They can be all different colors. They can, whatever. They can even be bluish. I'm gonna do this. You know why? Because I can. You can do whatever you want. It's your art. Your art is like your own world. And in the world of your art, things can be however you want them to be. You're the artist and you make the decisions. Okay, so there's my little gray. I'm gonna go in with my green. This is almost like there's moss growing. Go outside, take a walk. Look closely at the branch of the tree. Look at the trunk, especially old trees, and see if you can find moss growing. Especially in a shady area. A lot of times in a shady area. So on one side of the tree, you might see a lot of moss. I'm gonna add some brown on the edges. When you add dark on the edges and then light in the middle, it makes it look round. That's a cool trick. Now you can do whatever you want. You don't have to make yours like mine. Just in case you didn't know that. Oh, I gotta do this ombre. I'm gonna do, look at the blue-green. Oh my gosh, what? That's so pretty. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Blue-green. Ooh, you know it would be really cool? To do red in the middle. Just like a little spike of red. Bing. Okay. I wish I would have thought of that before and I didn't put green in there, but that's okay. Okay, now, should I do the other eye real quick? I'm gonna put white in here. Oh, that looks cool. And you can also scratch back through crayon. So that's something I might do. I'm gonna actually make my lines again. Don't draw with a Sharpie or a marker on top of crayon. You'll ruin your Sharpie or your marker. So, you know, I always say, do what you want. Don't do that though, because here's why. This is felt, and if you put this, if you start coloring on top of wax, the wax will clog the marker, and then your marker won't work anymore. So don't do that. Okay, so there are some rules that you have to follow in order to not ruin your materials, and that's one of them. No marker on top of crayon. Okay, you can do paint, on top of crayon. That's a great thing to do. Do it. But do not do marker on top of crayon unless you want to ruin your marker. And you don't want to ruin your marker. Trust me, you don't. Don't do it. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, isn't that so fun? The ombre. I love it. It's so fun. Okay, there we go. Now I could go in and spend more time on that if I wanted to. You can add more. Oh, you know what? For some reason, I just want to add a little yellow out here. If you feel like doing it, do it. Do it, baby. Do what you want to do. Do I like it? I don't know. I'm gonna add some more of this. Apricot. The apricot's gonna blend all those colors together. I put some black crayon right here and it's gonna smear it. And I like that. I want it to smear. I didn't do that over here. Should I? Do the same thing on both sides so it's symmetrical. Same on both sides. It has symmetry. It is symmetrical. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, I could live with that. Now, I'm gonna do, should I do white or yellow stars? Yellow. I wanna do yellow. The reason I'm gonna, ooh, I could do all color stars. Aren't stars different colors? I'm gonna do different colors of stars. I might paint the background. What do you guys think? Should I do it? This star's a little wonky. I don't know what happened to that star. I want to make the moon white. I'm going really solid because surprise, I'm gonna paint the whole thing. The background. Now, if you have paint, you can do this. If you don't have paint, you know what you can do? You can use an old marker. You can stick it in a little tiny bit of water and it will become paint. Okay, so here I go. The first thing you do is you want to add water to all your colors. I'm going to be using the purple. Is that purple? Yeah, that's purple. Here's purple. This is like a dark blue, and this is like a light blue. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's what I have. And then here's black. I might want black. So add some water to all your colors. Ooh, what about pink? I could add some pink in. You could do like a sunset, an owl in the sunset. Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome. I might do that. Okay, add some orange. Add some water to the orange and the red, because I'm gonna do a sunset. Because that's like another, ooh, I didn't clean my brush, oh no. Okay, so you always want to clean your brush in between colors so you don't mix your colors up. I have a little roll of toilet paper that I keep in my little studio, and the reason I do that is to clean my brush, okay? All right, here I go. So I'm gonna start with black up here, and then I'm gonna come down and do like an ombre. I'm getting my little crayon crumbs off of here. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. It's a lot of crayon crumbs. I'm gonna start with black. I'm gonna be doing some black up here. Look at that. Because I colored white, the moon is completely white. You know what I need to do? I don't want to dirty my table too much, so I'm gonna put paper in back to protect. You could use newspaper. You could use like an old grocery bag, like, you know, those brown bags. Okay, so it's starting out black up here. And I'm actually gonna take this and just wipe that clean so it's really pure white. Now I'm gonna clean my brush. I like to swishy swishy. I like to swishy swishy. I like to drippy drippy. I like to test it. It's clean. I'm gonna go in with some purple. Here we go. Purple it up. Ooh, you know what? Purple and purple. Dun dun dun. No contrast. So I'm gonna change my plan. I'm gonna bring the purple up here a little bit. I don't want there to be purple next to purple. Oh, sorry, moon. Let me wipe you off. Thank you. You're welcome. You can go over this too. Look at that. Do you like that? If you don't like it, you can take it off. I like a little bit of it up here. Okay. I'm gonna switch to blue down here. And the reason why is because this is purple. And I want contrast. So when two things are different, they contrast. See how that contrasts? They're different. Now this watercolor paint is from Amazon. This is what everybody got for distance learning. I think it was 1st grade through 5th grade. Kindergartners didn't get paint yet. Here we go. Kindergartners are going to get paint. But first we have to talk about cleaning up and all that good stuff. Since we're at home right now, we want to keep our homes nice for our families. Okay. There we go. Oh, I forgot to do the sunset, you guys. Ugh. I can still do it. It's just going to be like a deep sunset, like a late at night sunset. I'm going to add in some pink. Oh, you know what? Look, this is similar. You don't really want two colors that are super similar right next to each other, do you? You can do the pink down here. Little pink coming up. And then I'm gonna do just a little orange. Oh, look, that looks brown. I'm removing it. putting more blue because that has more contrast. Okay, now if your paper starts to get saggy, like mine is getting saggy, that means it's gonna rip and you need to give it a break, okay? Now, one thing you can do that's really cool is you can add salt. I have a special salt shaker that my dad gave me. Thanks, Dad. This is gonna turn into crystals, so it's gonna look even cooler. I hope you guys had fun. I can't wait to see what you did. Have a wonderful day.